Hey, Shabbat Shalom, friends, brothers, and sisters. Welcome back. I thank you again for joining me today. Well, today this is going to be the conclusion to the unleavened bread recipes that I'm sharing with you right now. And I wish I could be Julia Childs or Rachel Ray or Martha Stewart, with in a kitchen cooking and everything and showing you. But my kitchen is not that big and not that glamorous. And another note, I don't wish to be Gordon Ramsay either, because I'm a nice guy. I really am a nice guy, unlike him. But not saying he's not a bad chef, but his attitude, he needs a little, whatever you want to call it. He needs a little adjustment word wise. He needs a character adjustment, but not violent or anything like that. But anyways, I'm going to continue here. And before I do, I just wanted to say, in my other past videos, which, I'm going to have descriptions down for the other video whenever, before or after. I just want to know who wrote this book, because there's no author in this book here. There's nothing, no author, no church affiliations, anything. It's just a book. And I'd like to know. If you guys know, comment below. Let me know what you know, stuff like that. But anyways, let's continue. Let's continue and finish this. Let's put this baby to bed. Okay, now I'm going to go to pie crust. Okay, this is pie crust, flaky pie crust, 2 to 9 inch pastries. And for that, you're going to need 3/4 cups shortening, 2 cups of sifted flour, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 to 1/2 cup of ice water. And it says right here, combine flour, salt, and shortening. Mix with pastry cutter until flour and shortening are crumbly, about the size of small peas. Pour enough ice water into flour mixture to make a stiff dough. Divide in half and turn each portion into a well-floured board. Sprinkle dough liberally with flour and make into a ball surface of dough. Should not be sticky. Using rolling pin, roll out into desired shape. Use for a hearty chicken or beef pot pie or an all-purpose baking shell for any of your favorite pies, etc. Now here's another one. Granola crumb crust, 8-inch or 9-inch pie. Now you're going to need 2 cups of granola, 1/4 cup of melted butter. And it says here, crushed cereal, combined with butter and press into pie pan. Bake 5 minutes at 350 degrees. Cool before filling. And okay, now we got another one. It's called cheesecake crust. It says here for your ingredients, 1 cup of flour, 1/4 cup of sugar, 1 teaspoon of lemon peel, 1/2 cup of butter cut in, 1 slightly beaten yolk, and 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla. It says here, blend dry ingredients thoroughly. Cream butter, lemon peel, egg, and vanilla. Mix dry and creamed mix into dough. Pat dough on bottom of 9-inch pan. Bake at 400 degrees for 6 minutes, then let it cool. Now we're going to go to the pies. Here's different types of pies. First one's a fudge pecan pie. Here's the ingredients. 3 eggs, 1 cup light caro syrup, 2 tablespoons of butter melted, 1/4 cup of sugar, 1 teaspoon vanilla, milk chocolate chips. And it says here, fold crust into 9-inch pie pan, sprinkle milk chocolate chips over bottom of pan crust until completely covered. Pour liquid mixture over chocolate chips. Lay pecan halves and big chips over top of entire pie. Sprinkle coconut over top of entire pie. Bake at 350 degrees for 50 to 60 minutes. Let cool for 1 hour. Next one would be tin roof pie. And for that, you need a third cup of creamy peanut butter, 1 tablespoon of light corn syrup, 2 cups of corn flakes, 1 quart of vanilla ice cream softened. You need chocolate syrup, and then you need chopped salted peanuts. It says here, mix peanut butter, syrup, and flakes. Press on bottom and sides of buttered 9-inch pie plate. Spread on ice cream, cover, and freeze firm. To serve, drizzle with syrup and sprinkle with nuts. Okay. Now, next one would be buttermilk pie. It says here about the buttermilk pie. You're going to need 1/2 cup of butter, 3 eggs, 2 tablespoons of flour, 2/3 cup of buttermilk, 1 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla, 1 1/2 cup of sugar, 1 teaspoon of lemon extract. It says here, melt butter, add to beaten eggs and sugar, stir in the remaining ingredients, pour into 9-inch unbaked pie shell, bake at 450 degrees for 10 minutes, reduce heat to 325 and bake until done, nearly 1 hour. Next one would be the Impossible Pie. It kind of reminds me of the Impossible Whopper at Burger King. Impossible indeed, I guess. But here it is, Impossible Pie. You need 4 eggs, 1/2 cup of margarine, 1/2 cup of flour, 2 cups of milk, 1/2 to 1 cup of sugar, 1 cup of coconut, 2 teaspoons of vanilla. It says here, blend all ingredients in blender for a few seconds. Pour into a 10-inch pie plate. Bake at 350 degrees for 1 hour or until test firm. The flour settles to form a crust. The coconut rises to become the topping, and the center is an egg custard filling. The use of an electric blender is an absolute must here. Okay, next one is fruit tart. For the fruit tart, need 9-inch pie shell baked and cooled, 15 1/4 ounce can of pineapple tidbits, 8-ounce cream cheese soft, 1/2 cup of apricot preserves, 1 cup of strawberries and halved. Drain pineapple, keep juice. Beat 3 tablespoons of pineapple juice, cheese, and 1/4 cup of preserves until smooth and blended. Pour into shell. Arrange fruits on top. In a saucepan, mix remaining preserves and 1 teaspoon of pineapple juice. Heat on low until it starts to boil. Pour over fruit, chill, and then it's 8 servings. All right, now we're going to have got other desserts here. Other desserts. This one's a chocolate delight. Says you need 1 stick of margarine, 1 cup of flour, 1 cup of chopped pecans, 1 8-ounce packaged cream cheese, 1 cup of powdered sugar, 1 cup of Cool Whip, 2 small packages of instant chocolate pudding, and 3 cups of milk. It says here, mix first 3 ingredients together and pat into a 9-inch by 13-inch pan for crust. Bake 20, well, that's weird. Bake 20 to 15 minutes at 350 degrees, cool completely. Mix next 3 ingredients and pour over crust. Mix pudding and milk and pour over cream cheese layer. Remaining Cool Whip can be spread over entire mixture and refrigerated. This can also be frozen and then allowed to thaw a short while before serving. Next one will be cherry cheesecake. Okay, here's a cherry cheesecake right here. one quarter cup of butter, 2/3 cups of whole wheat flour and Miller's bran, 2 tablespoons of raw sugar, a quarter teaspoon of cinnamon, 8-ounce packaged cream cheese, soft of course, a third cups of raw sugar, 1 egg, 1 teaspoon of lemon extract, 1 cup of sour cream, 3 tablespoons of raw sugar, 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla or almond extract. It's up to you. It says here for crust, melt butter and 3-inch baking dish. Stir in flour, bran mixture, sugar, and cinnamon. Press evenly over bottom and up sides of dish. Mix next 4 ingredients and pour over crust. Bake uncovered 5 minutes at 350 degrees. Combine sour cream, sugar, and extract and spread over cream cheese mixture. Bake uncovered for 2 minutes. Cool slightly. Spoon on pie filling. Chill several hours. Got that? Okay. Now, next one will be apple crisp. Now, apple crisp here says you need 3 pared sliced apples, 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, a quarter teaspoon of salt, quarter cup of water, 1/3 cup of butter, 1 1/2 teaspoon of lemon juice, 1/2 cup of flour, 1/2 cup of rolled oats, 3/4 cup of brown sugar for that. All right. And over here it says, pat apples in a 9-inch pan, sprinkle with salt and cinnamon, pour in water, drizzle with lemon juice. In separate bowl, mix flour, sugar, and oatmeal. Cut in butter until pea-sized. Spread over apples and pat firmly. Okay, bake at 350 degrees for 1 hour. Next one would be whole wheat turnovers. And whole wheat turnovers here, you need this. 1 1/4 teaspoon salt, 1 1/2 cup of whole wheat flour, 1 tablespoon of brown sugar, 1 1/2 cup of butter softened, 1 1/2 cup apricot preserves, 1 1/2 cup of sour cream, 1 1/2 cup of coconut, 1 1/2 raisins, quarter cup of chopped pecans, 1/2 cup of powdered sugar, 1/2 teaspoons of vanilla, and it says here you just need milk. It doesn't say how much. It says here stir together flour, brown sugar, and salt. Cut in butter to coarse crumbs. Add sour cream, mixing till ball forms. Divide into 10 portions. On lightly floured surface, roll each portion into a 4.5-inch circle. Combine preserves, coconut, raisin and nuts. Place 2 tablespoons fillings with each circle. Fold one side of dough over filling. Seal edges by pressing with tines of fork. Bake on ungreased baking sheet at 375 degrees for 25 minutes. Cool slightly on rack. If desired, drizzle with powdered sugar, vanilla, and milk. Okay, now we're going to go to the crackers. Go to the crackers here. This is snacking crackers is what they call this. They're going to need for snacking crackers 2 cups of wheat flour, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 cup of sesame seeds, a quarter raw wheat germ, a quarter cup of oil, 1/2 cup of cold water, and it says water after that. It says here blend flour, salt, seeds, and wheat germ. Add oil and mix with fork. Add cold water and mix well. Continue adding additional water a little at a time until dough is soft and workable. Need 5-10 minutes. Take a golf ball sized lump, roll it as thin as possible. Cut with a cookie or biscuit cutter. Place on ungreased cookie sheet at 400 degrees, turning to lightly brown both sides. For different taste, replace a cup of flour with cornmeal, rye, or oat flour. Seeds can be replaced by sunflower or poppy seeds, or by coconut or chopped nuts. Any herb can be added. All right, now we'll go to the savory granola crackers. There we go. And right here, you need 2 cups of rolled oats, 3/4 cups of whole wheat flour, 1/2 cup of what's that say? Slivered almonds, 1/4 cup of wheat germ, 1/4 cup of sesame seeds, 1 tablespoon of honey, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of I can't see that, oregano, 1/4 teaspoon of thyme, 1/2 teaspoons of onion powder, 3 eggs, and 3/4 cups of oil. Now it says preheat oven to 400 degrees. In large bowl, stir together first 10 ingredients. Beat together eggs and oil. Add to oat mixture. With a spatula, press dough evenly into a greased 10-inch by 15-inch pan. Bake 20 minutes or until golden brown. Cut into 1 1/2 squares, then into triangles. Remove to rack to cool. Store in airtight container. Makes 50 to 75. Oh, next would be Ruthie's crackers. And Ruthie's crackers here states that what you need is 2 cups of whole wheat flour, 2 cups of white flour, 3 tablespoons of sugar, 1/2 cups of oil, 1 1/2 cups of warm water. And it says here, mix and take a piece as for pie dough and roll out thin as possible. Keep board well floured. Place on baking sheet and cut in size squares desired. Prick with fork to avoid bubbles. Bake about 13 minutes at 375 degrees. Before baking, sprinkle with salt, garlic salt, onion salt, celery salt, or seasoned salt. Your choice. Cheese crackers now. Cheese crackers. Oh, here it says you just need 2/3 cups of grated cheddar cheese, 2 tablespoons of butter, 3 tablespoons of milk, 2/3 cup of whole wheat flour, and that's all you need for that. It says here, grate cheese and measure. Cheese that is dried somewhat is better for grating. Sift flour and measure required amount. Cream butter in a medium-sized mixing bowl, adding the cheese and blending until well mixed. Add milk, beating it in a tablespoon at a time. Pour in flour and work the mixture with spoon or hands until it forms a fairly smooth ball. Press out the dough on a lightly floured surface. Then roll with rolling pin slightly thinner for pie crust. Cut into small rounds or sticks. Prick with fork. Place pieces on ungreased cooking. Turn the page here. On cookie sheet, and bake at 400 degrees for 5 to 8 minutes. They should be slightly puffed and faintly brown. Makes about 2 dozen. Next one is cheddar crackers. Says what for cheddar crackers you just need 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 3/4 cups of flour, 1/4 cup of wheat germ, a third cups soft butter, 1 1/2 cup of sharp cheddar shredded, 1/2 cup finely chopped nuts, 1/4 cup of finely minced onions, and here it says dash of cayenne pepper. Never heard of it, like I did the other day. That word come up. I probably ate it before, but I don't know. But anyways, says here, continue salt, flour, and wheat germ. Blend in butter, add rest. Half dough, shape each piece into a roll 7-inch by 1 1/2 inch. Wrap in wax paper and chill several hours. Slice into a 1/4 inch waffles, slightly greased pan, and bake at 350 degrees, 12 to 14 minutes. Next one would be Parmesan rounds. Parmesan rounds right here, and you need 3/4 cups of grated Parmesan, 1/2 cup of flour, and here we go with these peppers again. 1/8 teaspoon of the cayenne pepper, Cayenne. 1/4 cup of soft butter, 2 tablespoons cold water, 2 tablespoons of fine chopped nuts, 1 tablespoon of parsley flakes. Mix grated cheese, flour, and pepper. Cut in butter, sprinkle on water, 1 tablespoon at a time, stirring after each with a fork till all is moist. Form into 1 1/2 inch roll. Combine nut and parsley and coat the roll. Cut into a 1/4 inch slices. Place on ungreased pan. Bake 12 minutes at 375 degrees. Cool. These freeze well. All right. Next one would be double cheese twists. And for that, the ingredients are 2/3 cups of flour, 1/4 cup of cornmeal, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 2/3 cup of shredded cheddar, 2 tablespoons of shortening, 3 1/2 to 4 tablespoons of cold water. Down here it says mix flour, cornmeal, and salt. Cut in cheddar and shortening. Add water. Shape dough into a ball. Place between 2 sheets of wax paper. Roll into a 12-inch by 10-inch rectangle. Cut into 3-inch by 1/2 inch strips. Twist each 2 or 3 times. Place on ungreased pan, pressing down on ends to prevent curling. Bake 5 to 10 minutes at 425 degrees. Move and roll in Parmesan cheese, and then cool. Let's see. Now we go to graham crackers. Graham crackers here. It says about the graham crackers: 2 cups of flour, whole wheat, 2 tablespoons of arrowroot, 1/2 cup of oil, 1 1/2 cup of unbleached flour, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 cups of molasses, 1/4 cup of water, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and 1/4 cup of honey. It's for the graham crackers, and here's directions. Mix first 5 ingredients together until crumbly like pie dough. Mix liquids and pour into flour mixture. Mix thoroughly and knead. Roll out on floured board. Cut into squares. Prick with fork. Use pancake turner to lift onto greased pan. Bake to 275 to 300 degrees for 30 minutes until slightly brown. All right, now we're going to go to the wholesome oatmeal crackers. And what you need here is 1 cup of quick cooking rolled oats, 2/3 cup of flour, 1/3 cup of toasted wheat germ, 1 tablespoon of brown sugar, 1/2 tablespoon of salt, seasoned salt, celery or garlic salt, your choice, 1/3 cup of water, and 1/4 cup of oil. In mixing bowl, stir together oats, flour, wheat germ, brown sugar, and desired salt. Make a well in the center and add the water and oil all at once. Stir just until dry ingredients are moistened. Form dough into a ball and divide in half. On greased baking sheet, roll half the dough to a 12-inch by 8-inch rectangle. Cut into 2-inch squares. Bake at 350 degrees for 20 to 22 minutes or until crisp. Remove to a wire rack to cool. Store in tightly covered container. Makes 48 crackers. This one makes 48 crackers. Alrighty. Now we're getting somewhere. Now, here's the main dishes. This is the sort of the final thing right here. It's the main dishes, these categories. Main dishes. First one here, rice dressing supreme. For rice dressing supreme, you're going to need 1 1/2 clear chicken stock, 2 cups of long grain rice, 3/4 cups of diced onion, 1 cup of diced celery, a 1/2 stick of margarine, and 1 teaspoon of sage, 1/2 teaspoon of pepper, 1 teaspoon of accent, 1 cup of mushroom pieces and juice, and 1 teaspoon of thyme. It says here, heat broth to boiling point. Season with 1 teaspoon of salt if not already seasoned. Add rice and stir till it boils up once. Lower heat, cover, and steam 15 minutes. Saute onion and celery and margarine until clear. Add remaining ingredients and combine the 2 mixtures. Turn into a casserole to be served hot. This can be chilled or frozen and heated when needed. That's a good poem. But anyways, now next we'll go to the King Ranch chicken. Here's a King Ranch chicken. 4 pounds of chicken cooked, deboned, and diced. 12 corn tortillas. 4 teaspoons of chicken stock. 1 can cream of mushroom soup. 1 can cream of chicken soup. 1 cup of chopped green pepper. 1 cup of chopped onions. 6-ounce can whole tomatoes. And 3/4 pound grated cheese. Now it says here, line bottom and sides of greased 3-quart casserole pan with layer of tortillas. Sprinkle 2 teaspoons of chicken stock over tortillas. Make a layer with cream or mushroom soup. Half the chicken, onions, and pepper. Cover with another layer of tortillas. Sprinkle remaining stock on top and make a layer of cream of chicken soup. The rest of the chicken, onions, and peppers top with tomatoes, cover with grated cheese, and then you bake it at 350 degrees for 45 minutes. Got that there. Okay, now we go to pizza. Pizza with Yorkshire crust. All right, now let's see what this says. What you're going to need here is 1 cup of butter, 1 cup of milk, 2 eggs, 1 cup of flour, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 3 tablespoons of wheat germ, 2 tablespoons of oil, 1 small onion, 1 clove garlic crushed, 8-ounce canned tomato sauce, 1/2 teaspoon of oregano, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1/8 teaspoon of pepper, 8-ounce mozzarella sliced. It says here, beat milk and eggs until blended. Melt butter in 9-inch to 13-inch pan until preheating oven. While preheating oven to 400 degrees, remove and tilt pan to coat bottom. Combine milk egg mixture with flour, salt, and wheat germ. Pour into melted butter to create crust. Bake 15 minutes. Reduce heat to 350 and bake 10 minutes. Heat oil in small skillet and saute onion and garlic. Add sauce, oregano, salt, and pepper and heat. Spread on baked crust and top with cheese. Return to oven and bake 5 minutes to melt cheese. Mushrooms, peppers, meat, and other toppings can be added with tomato sauce. So that sounds pretty good. Now we got Tijuana. what is that? Tijuana Torte, or Torte, Torte. But anyways, here's what this is. It's 1 pound of ground beef, 1 medium onion chopped, 1 pound canned stewed tomatoes, 1 8-ounce can of tomato sauce, 1 package of taco seasoning mix, 4-ounce can of chili salsa, 12 corn tortillas, 1 pound cheddar cheese grated. Now it says here, brown ground beef and onion in skillet, add stewed tomatoes, chili sauce, and taco seasoning mix. Combine and simmer 10 to 15 minutes. Place about a 1/4 cup of meat mixture at the bottom of the 9-inch by 13-inch baking dish. Lace 2 tortilla side by side on the heat mixture. Top each tortilla with some meat mixture and grated cheese. Repeat until each stack contains 6 tortillas layered with meat and cheese. Bake at 350 degrees for 25 minutes until cheese is bubbly. Cut each stack into quarters with a sharp knife before serving. So I didn't know anything about that one. I've never heard of that one before. But finally, we're going to go for pizza turnovers. Pizza turnovers right here. And here's the ingredients. It says 1 pound of ground beef, a 1/3 cup of green pepper chopped, a 1/3 cup of mushrooms chopped, a 1/4 cup onion chopped, 2 tablespoons of butter, 6-ounce tomato paste, 1/4 cup of water, 1 teaspoon of oregano leaves, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 cup shredded cheddar. And here it says pastry for 2 double crust pies. And here's directions. For brown meat and drain well. Saute pepper, mushrooms, and onion and butter. Combine meat and vegetable, vegetal, add tomato paste, meat, water, and seasonings. Simmer 15 minutes. Add cheese, roll dough to 1/8 of an inch thickness and cut in 3 1/2 inch circles. Spoon small amount of mixture in center. Fold and press edges. Bake at 450 degrees for about 10 to 12 minutes. So that's the conclusion of that recipe book, the recipes for the days of the unleavened bread right here. This is the final part, the conclusion, and I hope you guys took notes, and I hope you guys try these recipes out. They really sound good. I'm going to try some of them out. Yeah, it sounds good, and even to the people that, when I said the recipes for unleavened bread, doesn't have to mean just for unleavened bread, just desserts in general, for something you want to cook for the family, or, a family reunion get together, something like that. But anyways, that's all I have to say. And let me know if you've cooked any of this. Comment below. Let me know what you think, if you tried this recipe and how it turned out and everything. I'll be really interested. But anyways, that's all I have to say right now. And you know what? I thank you guys for joining me. I really do. Please give me a big thumbs up, hit that notification bell, and also subscribe. I'd really appreciate that. My throat is getting dry from doing all that talking and everything, but I'll be back, and my throat will be dry, and I'll be healthy. Till we meet again, brothers and sisters, peace out and shalom.